So on the website, Daradurn, I think, was playing a lot of Runick back in the day, right? These are all Runick. Yeah, Runick Bestial was his main deck to clap it up with, and then he had to switch on over to Fiendsmith Control. So this is it. Back on Runick. Is this the best way to play SkyStriker? I don't think anyone's playing it this way. Begin.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
They are going second, though, and they're going to be able to consistently lock them out of the extra deck. So no Huggin from the extra, no SkyStrikers from the extra. There it is. Majesty Fiend. Neither player can activate monster effects. What are, oh, freaking, we could draw 3 though. Draw 3 into a destruction. While you control no cards, your opponent cannot special summon the extra deck, control nothing extra deck, that is, and then neither player can activate monster effects. I don't think there's anything else in the field that matters. This is it. Field spell, activate 3, draw 3. Curse the Majesty Fiend. Smite for 5 cards off the top of their deck. We can't activate Dispelling, actually. We can only draw 2. Shite. Draw 2? 2? 2? Oh, Flash Fire? Who special summoned? You are? Widow? Look at, we have Monster Negate, but the field spell, mate. But we can't activate the linkage. We can't do anything. We can't summon a freaking Runick. What the? This is so unfair. Now, both players cannot activate monster effects, which should mean that you shouldn't really be able to do much here, right? And there we go, Dispelling. We get to draw 1, 2 cards, 3 cards, right? Is it showing? Oh, 2. It was showing in the graveyard early. Return 2, draw. We got it. We got the destruction. We can now destroy the field spell. Does it have any destruction protection? It doesn't. And we're still in by 400 life. We can now win this. Wipe away the field, and then follow up with linkage. Perfect plays. Okay, we're chaining. I was like, wait, it's protected? No, okay. Runick Smite Storm. Banish a bunch of cards off the top of the deck. Wipe out the field spell. Draw 2. We can't Hayate attack directly. Our battle phase is gone. Give them the Golem. Widow Anchor is going to be activated. We're going to send the Widow Anchor to the graveyard to come forth and summon. From the extra deck into SkyStriker Ace 0. This could search the deck, or it could summon 2 SkyStrikers and pop a card. We're going to be searching for the Engage. Now, we're going to Widow Anchor again, get a 3rd spell engrave, so that the Engage can not only search, but also draw an additional card. Let's draw it into another Lava Golem. Linkage is going to send the Ace 0 to summon Kagari. Now, why not just link it off? Well, they tried to balance this in a way where it says cannot be used as a link material. Now, Kagari, add back the Engage to again search for anything and draw an additional card. From our deck, we got multi-roll, and then additionally randomly drawing into our 1 of Club of the Grave. Multi-roll's ready. Give them another Lava Golem. Widow Anchor, take control of the negated Lava Golem. We don't have a battle phase, so chill. Don't get too crazy here. We're not winning. Shizuku will be searching the end phase, whatever we don't have in the graveyard. What we don't have is this. So you could activate this in the end phase with your toggle on to get it in the graveyard. Let's do that. Activate, returning almost our entire graveyard back into the deck. And then multi-roll is going to be resetting from the graveyard back onto the field. Linkage, Widow Anchor, damn. Domain, Prime Monarch is being resummoned. Now, our disruptions here is a monster negate. We can go into the SkyStriker 0. We could pop a card in the field. We can also trigger the effect of this to go into a Zeke to banish a monster on the field. We can also call with the Great Finger. We have at least 4 forms of disruption. Quadra Disrupt. We got to be careful. If our monster gets tributed, I guess we could still linkage another card, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. Call with the Grave. Fingering the Eidos. Eidos is attempting to special summon into defense. Banish this card, target a monster. The monster you're trying to reborn, we're going to banish. The Erebus is now attempting to reborn itself back, or add back to the hand, that is. This is an issue. If you would tribute summon for a tribute summon, you could tribute 1 monster your opponent controls even though you do not control it. We're not targeting the monster. We can't dodge this. It's a non-target tribute of monster whenever we want. And that's exactly what we're doing. Erebus is here. Erebus, first we're going to be triggering the Eidos. Eidos is going to be reborning from the graveyard back onto the field. We should be okay. Widow Anchor, negate the Eidos. What the heck are we negating? Linkage is going to send the Widow Anchor to the graveyard to summon the SkyStriker Ace-0. Then Ace-0 could pop the Erebus, right? Negate. What happened? What happened? Linkage. If you control the monsters, you can activate this. Special summon. And if you have... What? It didn't go to the graveyard? It got banished? Oh my gosh. Multi-roll. No! Multi-roll! You set the SkyStriker spells with different cards from your graveyard, and then if they leave the field, they get banished. You banish them when they leave the field, and if we read the linkage says, send to the graveyard, and if you do, we didn't. We did not send to the grave. We banished it because of the multi-roll. We sent the wrong card. TCG players are 100% cheating this. I don't care what you say. There's no way they're remembering that multi-roll gets them banished. Wow. SkyStriker won this if we sent the right card. We had 2 more disruption. We could have destroyed it. We could have banished another monster. No freaking way. That's a crazy... You have to understand, you have to remember the set card. The set card is going to get banished. Wow. Again, we chose to go second. Monarchs Revolt, discard a card, reveal 3. I guess you randomly add 1, possibly. That's what I'd be assuming. That's a 3rd card. We're gonna lose 3 cards out of our hand. You chose for him to go first. What the? This is not a hard once per turn. On tribute summon, as many times as you can tribute summon. Goodbye randomly to Upstart Goblin. We have to start the turn with 2 cards. And we can't special summon Huggin. We can't summon from the, we can't, linkage is an illegal activation, cannot even be activated because of this. You cannot special summon from the extra deck. We're screwed. We chose to go second against this. Maybe we didn't suspect he'd be ripping that many cards out of our hand. Game 1, he only ripped 1 card. Game 2, he takes 3. Let's Pantheism of the Monarchs. I don't even know what Monarchs do. Besides, I guess they're floodgating and ripping cards. 6,200 damage. We could Slumber to stop one of them from attacking if we want to. But we want to be triggering a field spell, hopefully. That's a surrender. We have nothing. No way. Wow. Actually crazy. Monarchs are here against top tier Orcust with 0 forms of disruption in our hand. What are we going to do? We could tribute a monster. Wait, left the token up on purpose. Interesting. Huh. Maxi in the draw phase. We have double special summon negate, omni negate. We could link off into a double banish. We could take control of a monster. We could send a card from the field to the grave, then do it again. We have at least 8 disruptions. Searching for Magician's Souls here. If Magician's Souls tries to special summon, we can just negate and destroy. Just like that, negate. We could also discard the World Wand to grab the Crown, special summon the Crown, negate something from the extra deck, but against Monarchs, that's not a play. Negate and destroy the Monarch Stormforth, which is, you can only activate 1 per turn, so if you have another one, it will be activatable. Prime Monarch is going to be reborning itself from the graveyard. Harp Horror is going to be summoning from the deck in response. Sure. Gerso is here. We do get the draw thanks to them special summoning. The master plan is targeting the Enlil Gursu. What? What is it doing? Target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Add a monster with the same attribute. Okay. And then you could normal summon a Caius right away? What the heck? Caius is here. On summon, attempt to banish the Enlil Gursu. We're gonna have to Masquerena it off. So first we'll take control, then we can Masquerena it. Yoink the Caius. Very interesting. Go forth into Little Knight, and then the Caius is ours, banishing nothing. We then have the Enlil Gursu effect with the Babel. We probably should have tried to banish the Babel. Not that we even have a chance in this duel. Little Knight, say goodbye to the Prime Monarch. We're not done. Monarchs revolt. We're obviously gonna have to go first next turn to even have a chance here. What are we even doing? Activating Graveyard, whatever it does, it just got fingered. This will special summon a monster from your deck. Negate and banish mate. Limited to one called by today. Sure, follow up with the tenacity of the Monarchs. Grabbing the Pantheism. The Revolt in Graveyard is going to be banishing special summon for the hand, tribute summon for Eidos. Now, Eidos will add a Monarch spell or a monster with 2800 attack from the deck or graveyard to the hand. Little Knight, banish it away, mate, as we now search for another Pantheism. Send a Monarch from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2. Zaborg the Mega Monarchs here. Pantheism's going to banish to reveal. I mean, they love banishing. You Lancia this deck, they lose. Big time. So now we have Malice, Orcust, and Monarch that love banishing. And I guess Lunalight kind of likes banishing too, right? They're banishing from the graveyard for their fusion summon. I assume and they could do many plays under Lancia. All right, finish this duel. Finish me. Reborn back the Engraver. We have no disruption whatsoever. We have absolutely nothing. Most of their fusions are banished. You could get at least one Liger out without banishing. At least one. The common 2 fusion play, you could use your field in hand for the first one, and then the second one you could banish in the grave, but then you'd be under Lancia. All right, Orcus, you're great. What? Hand trap. During your opponent's turn, you could banish one Monarch to summon this card, and then what? If this is tribute summon, you could send 2 Monarchs to the graveyard if you do special summon a Monarch from your deck. Okay, we're not going to even see what that would have done. Eidos, reborn back. Eidos it up. Monarchs do a lot that end up doing nothing. So they do a lot of nothing. Okay. Finish me. 13,000 damage. We're now going to go first. Floodgates or rip multiple cards out of their hand. If we're ripping cards out of their hand that want to be in the graveyard, that's not going to be as good. We are going to be revealing the special summon. We're then going to, with the Return of the Monarchs as a continuous, we're going to summon Adia. Tribute for Zaborg. What does this do? If this card is tribute summon, target one monster on the field, destroy it. Then if it was a light monster, both players send as many cards as possible from their extra deck to the graveyard, but not more than the original level/rank of that destroyed monster. 8? Send 8 cards from your extra deck, mate? What the? Adia is going to add back to the hand the Pantheism. And then we're going to send 8. Ooh, we're sending good stuff. We could search our deck. We could draw a card. Now, for Orcust, no Zombie Vampire Dingursus. None of these are properly summoned. We can't reborn back the Dingursu. What we left in our extra deck, and Lil, Sequence could return back the other Light Fiends back into the extra deck. Garura and Herald the Arclight. Search our deck. Erebus is also a quick effect, not a trigger. So this is not chain link blocking, just quickly whenever we want, add back to the hand. So after ripping 8 cards out of their extra deck, which the opponent got to choose what they send to the grave, we're now gonna rip a card randomly out of the hand, or we didn't get to do that play. So this is all we have. 2,800 attack. So the Millennium can't out this. At 2,800, we could banish, we could destroy, and we could put a card back on top of the deck if they attempt to attack over us. Wow. We didn't. Was there any floodgate? I don't think we even had a floodgate. What does this do? Is this even a floodgate? Add. This is not a floodgate. You what, mate? There was no floodgate. We just had the trap that did a bunch of things on their special summon. Interesting. Is this deck filled to the brim with engine only? This is straight up a go first or lose? That's what I'm thinking. Now, what the heck is this? It's unlimited disruption. Negate 2 special summons mate, take control of a monster. We could then banish a monster on the field. We could non-target send a card from the field to the graveyard. We can negate anything with the Crescendo. We can negate an extra deck, but I'm not going to count that as a disruption. We have Droll and Lockbird, about 7 disruptions against Monarchs. If we could get this into the grave, banish this card from the graveyard, declare a monster name. Neither player can activate the effects of that monster on the field with that original name. Okay. Did you just now draw Max C? Are you freaking kidding me? Well, he's activating a special summon, so let's freaking draw. Let's go. I have an interesting ruling based off of last week. So if we look at Crescendo, we had an Orcust player activate Lancia, and then, you know, we're like, when's he going to Crescendo, right? Well, he couldn't Crescendo. I did mention that last week that it turns off your Crescendo because it is a mandatory part of this effect to banish the card that it's negating. But if we're under Lancia, they activate Max C. The Crescendo can't banish Max C because it's not in the original spot from where it activated. So under the effect of Lancia, because Max C is sent from the hand to the grave, do you think you can now use Crescendo against Max C even though it's not even attempting to banish it? You still can. Even under the effect of Lancia, even though Max C would not get banished without Lancia, you still can't use Crescendo. Let's go. Reborn, get drawn, as we drew into the card that we want to use, but it's an effective special summon. I guess we didn't have a way to get the Blackout Laughs in graveyard to then turn off the Caesar? Double special summon negate, are we screwed? What the? Negated and destroyed, not sure if it does anything grave, it looks like it does. Wow. 2 Caesars for 1 Tessera. Tessera's double special summon from the hand, from the grave, negate. Please, we have more, right? Come on. Strike of the Monarchs. I don't know what that card does. Search our deck for Revolts. Sure. Droll and freaking Lockbird. No more adding. As we can't add, we're going to chain to not being able to add by adding a card before we can't. Add the Crown. Crown should be doing nothing against this deck. It only stops an extra deck monster effect. Trigger special summon. We sit 2 pass. No! Marco! What happened? I lost the coin flip, bro. That's it. I think so. That's it, right? Vanity Fiend. Neither player can special summon monsters. You get Vanity Fiend out, they have to hard draw Imperm. I think, yeah, they do play Imperm. That's their only out. Imperm would be the only out. Damn. 2-1 victory. Yes. Oh my gosh. 60 card royal rarity. I'm not kidding when I say that his deck could be costing him $100,000. That is not an exaggeration. Holy shite. If you do the math, this is Dragonmaid, Dynamorphia, per ultra rare, I believe is $3,000 to $5,000 of continually crafting to randomly get the card you want. If you don't believe me, try it. Are you ready? Go. Monarch, again, not going first. Let me change the round number to 2. Now, Hermetic Seal is mostly 1 disruption, but depending on what you summon from the deck, it could be a Baldric, it could be a Drago, it could be a Floodgate. So we'll count this as 2 disruption for the initial return back, and then whenever we summon, likely being a disruption. And then the Tidying can return a card in the field or graveyard back to the hand. And then the Lady Dragonmaid could summon a Disruption during the standby phase. So 4 Disruption plus an Ash Blossom, 5. Can Monarch play through 5? I don't think so. Standby phase for the Shiyu, Omni Negate. Negate anything. And then we're going to be summoning during the standby, sure. Let's Pantheism, send the Prime Monarch to get negated. Draw 2 has been negated. 4 Disruption left. No Pot of Greed for you. And then Pantheism Engrave is going to reveal 3, choose 1. Your opponent chooses the card, but you reveal 3 of the same card. Tenacity of the Monarch, reveal Caius, grabbing the Storm 4th. This will be an Omni Negate. I think so. He'll negate it. The Prime Monarch's reborning. Storm 4th, negate as I assumed mate. 3 more Disruption. Tidying and the Heretic Seal. Now, we may want to return the Prime Monarch back to the hand before they could Tribute Summon. We're doing exactly that. Tribute, return back. And I assumed that we would summon a Disruption for the deck, which I was counting towards the total Disruptions. We did not, so I'm going to be dropping this down to 1 Disruption left for the Tidying. Now, with the Tidying, we could trigger the House Dragonmaid at the same time to destroy a monster. So it will be return a card back and destroy, but since it's happening at the same time, I'm going to count it as 1 Disruption. Revolt, grab the Erebus. Tessera is going to summon from the deck. From the deck, we're going to summon another monster from the deck. And now we're going to Tidying, which return and then destroy the other. It's like an Icarus attack. Deal with both. Wipe out 2 cards in the field. Return, then destroy. What? Return to the hand. Why didn't this activate? When another dragon returns to the hand, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Returned to the hand. Is this not targetable? What happened? Why didn't it trigger? Did we miss the timing? Oh, shite! We did miss the timing. We chain link 2'd. Whoops. This is a miss the timing situation. When has to be on chain link 1. We actually did miss it. Interesting. So what we had to do was make sure you activate Tidying on chain link 1. Damn. Actually missing the timing. Only older cards, like, this is pretty old, right? House Dragonmaid. Oh, then we have the Floritis. Floritis is going to non-target negate. Come forth, mate. Negate. The effect of shuffling a card from your opponent's hand, graveyard, or field back in the deck. Not today, as we're still cooking. We have not even used up our normal summon yet. And they're out of Disruption. 0. Nothing left. The Storm 4th can only be activated once per turn, but the activation was negated. So we are, of course, activating again, tributing off the Floritis to summon a Caius. Caius on summon, banish away the House Dragonmaid. Into battle we go. Say goodbye to the Lady. I don't think this one's really doing much. It's just dying. There you go. It's gone. And now they're under a Floodgate. The Floodgate is the field spell. The opponent cannot special summon from the extra deck as long as we have a tribute summon monster. Uh-oh. What do we do? It's a scoop. We can't summon a Lady from the extra deck. We have nothing summonable from the... Well, we have Tidying, actually, which could summon from the graveyard. Lady Dragonmaid. Did we have... The House Dragonmaid was banished, unfortunately. Tidying's going to be further reborning. From the graveyard's okay. The main Lady effect is using the extra deck during the standby phase. So that's not going to be working here. But we are big enough to take out at least 1 tribute summon monster. They still have the Erebus. Erebus is still locking them out from the extra deck. We have the Lorper continually returning back the bigger ones to summon other Dragonmaids. We're still locked out. Cannot activate Lady Dragonmaid, so 0 disruption. Besides, we do have Bell. If we try to interact with the graveyard, Bell will be able to negate. Let's Revolt. We could Floodgate, but can we clear the field? The Stalos is going to look at the hand and then get ripping. Tribute, look, and then we're going to burn for 1,000 damage. Eidos trigger, Edia trigger. We're going to add back the banished Tenacity. Eidos is going to be reborning back. We're going to look at the hand, get rid of the Kermba that is. The Bell's now negating. Eidos add a Monarch from your deck or graveyard, negate, and then we're gonna Pantheism, draw 2. Come to me. Ooh, Vanity Fiend. If we could perform an additional summon, neither player will be able to special summon. The Erupt would have been quite interesting, but the opponent got to choose what to add to our hand. Well, we just searched for it anyway. This is a skill drain. If you have no cards in your extra deck and you control a tribute summon monster, negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field. Except tribute summon monsters, that is. Vanity Fiend. Neither player could special, and all monsters on the field are negated. That's a checkmate. That's it. Full negate, can't special summon, and can't summon from the extra deck. You got him. Checkmate. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. I think that the times of this duel really came down to a small detail, and that small detail was, let me double check on the tidying so I'm not cheating. Tidying states that you can target, you banish this card to summon a Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense. Now, what we needed to summon was the House Dragonmaid. The problem was, whether it was on purpose or by accident, we made sure to banish this. By banishing the House Dragonmaid, it wasn't rebornable with the tidying, and as you saw on his turn, he had continual effects of returning his Dragonmaids back to the hand, which would have continually, more than once per turn, destroy all of their tribute summon monsters until we could then use our extra deck. So big play from Monarchs to ensure that this was banished. Otherwise, I think he would have won. All right. Ooh, we got Butler up in here. What the heck? This is going to be a one-card combo to get the lady on the field. Search the fire dragon, send it to the grave, banish both, summon the lady, lady summon a chamber, chamber search for hospitality. Very similar to game 1. Looks the same. Hospitality reborn back. Heretic seal. Now, not as powerful as the previous one. So this is up to 2 disruption, plus a 3rd disruption, and a 4th disruption with the lady. Then we have Max C. Lady's going to be going into the Shiyu. The Omni Negate is now here. Shiyu, reborn back. And let's see what we can do with that. Tessera is going to attempt to be special summoning. Special summon this card from the hand. I don't think we could take the Maxi challenge of Monarchs. There's no way. This is the end. Tessera is now immediately after this effect resolves tribute summon monster. Negate and destroy, no tribute summon for you. Now we got the House Dragonmaid. Let's make sure we don't miss the timing. Let's summon from the deck Edea. Edea, further summoning for the deck. We're missing the timing again. Why is it so important to do it on chain 2? Or are we doing it on chain? No, it resolved. It resolved. Okay, correction. We learned from game 1. It did resolve. It looks like a chain link 2 to me. It does say chain 1. So we are correctly not missing the timing. We're going to return it back and then destroy. There we go. We're good. Tenacity. Reveal. Come to me. Monarchs Revolt. Let's get Revolt in. Discard. Reveal 3. Your opponent chooses 1. So try to reveal 3 of the same card if you can. You get the Stylus, which you could look at the hand and then discard. Revolt is going to be summoning the Eidos, drawing so much from XC. Let's Heretic Seal, return back the Eidos, summon from the deck our Kitchen Dragonmaid, and we're out of juice. That's it. Now at the start of the battle phase, we could trigger the effect of Kitchen Dragonmaid to then trigger the House Dragonmaid. Wait, we're setting up a disruption with the Arius Labyrinth. Because of Max C, we drew into a good trap. The trap tracks will set any trap we want from the deck, and it will be activatable that turn. If we can't chain link block that, it's going to set a trap from the deck. We're destroying the Lady Dragonmaid. Daruma. Daruma hard counters the Liger. The unaffected by everything, if they have multiple copies, they will be sent to the grave. So Haas is in a good spot to beat Lunalight. But first we got to beat Monarchs. We're going to be activating the Big Welcome Labyrinth, summon the Lovely, return back, trigger the Lovely, non-target pop, also triggering the House Dragonmaid. House Dragonmaid more than once per turn, taking out the monster on the field, wipe out a card from the hand randomly. Damn, well done. Now, Maxi did help facilitate these plays. Edea, Reborn, yeah, what's it been, like 5 draws for freaking Maxi? Way too much. 1-1. What kind of floodgates are going to be setting up? If they can't summon for the extra deck, which I think is the most common play for Monarchs to set up. In addition, they're maybe going to rip multiple cards of the hand. They're going to at least should be ripping one, plus setting up the field spell. Idia, let's speed this up. Tribute, summon, Eidos, search for this, draw 2. The Erebus will be able to rip a card. Ready banishing, reveal 3 of the field spell. And just like that, we cannot summon for the extra deck. Tribute summon, trigger, we're gonna add back the Pantheism. And then we're gonna send 2. We have another Ether in the field. Let's reveal, let's summon the Tessera. Let's randomly rip a card out of the hand. Return back the chamber, then end the turn. So we literally just have this. That's it. Your opponent cannot special summon from the extra deck. A floodgate that an impermanence, a droplet is not going to help with, but if you could deal with the tribute summon monster, then the floodgate turns off. So that is your way to deal with this without dealing specifically with this. Do we have it? Big welcome. Could summon Lovely. Lovely can make plays under the field spell. Tribute summoning. Is this a disruption during the opponent's turn? What is this actually going to do? So during the opponent's turn, you're able to summon this. And then what's going to happen? We are fingering engrave the Ether to stop the one on the field. Thus, again, we're not going to see if it turns into a disruption. Now, let's resolve all this. Summon, summon, summon. So we have 2 tribute summon monsters, meaning these are the cards we have to destroy. If they both die, then the field spell no longer floodgates us. We couldn't even deal with one. Add back the Monarch Stormforth, which will tribute off a monster we control. This is dead. We can't even activate this. Not activatable. All we have is the Big Welcome. Now, Big Welcome can destroy the field spell. And by destroying the field spell, we could then activate the Dynamorphia Frenzy. Now, even if we deal with this field spell, the main out to our ultimate Dynamorphia Rex term is anything that's not a monster effect. Imper mounts this, Droplet outs this, or if they have a Monarch card that tributes over this, then we lose. This is anti-monster only. Oh boy. We let him get to main phase. We're not trying to Big Welcome, trigger Lovely before this gets tributed off in some way. Yeah, he's got to summon Lovely, return this back to then pop the field spell. And then he can activate the Dynamorphia Frenzy. Now, you do have player priority as soon as you enter main phase 1 to make the first action. And Hostrachan must be thinking, let's at least get to the main phase so I can activate Frenzy. And then at my first possible opportunity, I'm going to pop the field spell, then summon it. Maybe. But I mean, we know he's got the Stormforth. So are we really in a good spot to shotgun out the Rex turn? We really aren't. Come forth and summon, Magician's Souls, discard 2. This is it. We're going to try to out the floodgate. Pop the field spell. Lovely, return back the Dragonmaid, trigger the Lovely, wipe out the field. And now we could activate the Frenzy. Frenzy, sending Therizia, Stealth Bergia to now go into Kentragina. Kentragina could further copy the effect of the Frenzy. We're going to do that right away. But isn't this public knowledge? It was banished. We added it back to the hand. We know it's there. It's there. Tribute right away. You outed my floodgate to summon your floodgate, and now I tributed your floodgate, and now I have my floodgate back on floodgating. Boost, wipe out your monster. Kentragina is going to trigger to reborn the Therizia. Therizia is going to be setting up a Frenzy, which is not activatable. Dead, lethal damage. The Dynamorphic cards reduced our life points by half, and then by half again, continually reducing us by half. Haas, I appreciate you immensely. I love your 20 decks and 160 card madness. Oh my Jesus. But you got out floodgated. Damn.